Shalom, shalom, wise solace speaking. All praises to the horizon. Peace and wisdom. First person in, can I get a sound check, please? I want to do this deep video explaining the knowledge of tides. Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. Therefore, you're aware when I go live. If you missed the live, you'll have to become a channel member to replay it. So you should go on ahead and do that anyway. You can also visit my website, wiseservant.org or upscaleknowledge.org. I have lecture magazines there, one-on-one consultation, conscious cleansing kit, and other things. Now, as I said, I want to do this video explaining the knowledge of tides. When the living exhales, the dead inhales. Peace and wisdom, Joshua Hall. Hopefully everyone's in good spirits. Peace to the gods. Peace and wisdom to everyone else. Now I want to go on ahead and begin. As I said, when the living exhales, the dead inhales, and vice versa. This is the tide between the living and the dead. Now you have many different tides, that just being one of them. The tide, or a tide, is the flow between opposite states of existences. Now the tide is not the actual comings and goings. Think like the tide when dealing with water. It comes, it goes. That's not the tide, the coming and goings. The tide is the reason for the happening. So like I said, you have many different tides. Breathing being a tide that the living and the dead shares. Now, this is the unseen hand of the Creator, like I was explaining to you guys in a previous video. That force that makes rain or snow manifest right out of thin air. The force that makes a flower sprout after you plant a seed. This being the same force that makes your bowels move. Y'all move your bowels, but the urge or the going. And so you have many different unseen actions. Meaning when you guys plant a seed and the flower or the food manifests, that's not by y'all doing. That's not by the doing of the planner. The planner is just making an action, but there's a responder to the action. The responder is whatever makes the flower sprout. You get it? Y'all eat. That's an action. But the moving of the bowels is a response to that action. That's not y'all responding. So when you become more in tune with life and nature, you'll come to grasp. Society or the city, they have their word God, but then you have a real thing, which is the Creator. And these two things are not the same. I'm going to explain, but I'm giving you guys a perspective to grasp. God is all around, or the Creator is all around, but one has to be in tune to be aware of it. Now you have the Riverside. This is the coming and goings of the waters. The greater aspect of the Riverside is the moon tide. The moon tide is the coming and goings of the light. When you're dealing with the moon, of course, you have new moon. Y'all see no moonlight, no moon. Then you have full moon. You get it? When the moon is full, this is full light. So the moon tide is the coming and goings of the light. The river tide being the comings and goings of the waters. The moon tide controls the lesser tide, which is the water tide. So like I said, you have the river tide, which is the coming and goings of the waters. And the greater aspect of that is the moon tide, which is the coming and goings of the light. And the greater aspect of that is the day-night tide, meaning day comes, then it goes, and you have night. This is a tide. And this is the coming and going of the day itself. So you have the water, the tide of the waters, the tide of the moon, which is the tide of the coming and going of the light. And then you have the greater aspect, which is the tide of the coming of the day, which is like the glory of light. The greater aspect of the day-night tide is the Yule and summer tide. The Yule is winter. Of course, y'all know the seasonal tide. This is the coming and going of time. If anyone's lost, put up a 1. Therefore, I can go back. Now, the greater aspect of the seasonal tide are the Yule and summer tide. It's the breath tide. This is the coming and going of the soul itself. So you have all these minor and major aspects of the tide. Like I said, the tide has to do with the opposite, the flow between opposite states of existence. Now, let me check to see if you guys have any questions before I move along. Now, you have those tides, the river tide, which is the coming and goings of the waters. You have the greater tide to that, which is the moon tide, which is the coming and goings of the light. You have the greater to that, which is the day-night tide, which is the coming and goings of the day. You have the greater aspect to that, which is the Yule and summer tide, or the seasonal tide. This is the comings and goings of time. Then you have the awakened sleep tide. I apologize, I missed that one. The awakened sleep tide, which is what we experience. That's the comings and goings of the life force, or the awareness. And then, of course, you have the breath tide. This is the comings and goings of the soul itself. So, whatever you view yourself as a soul as, there's an awareness to it, or a consciousness to it, and an unconsciousness to it. The breath tide is the washing away of the soul itself, or the coming and going of that itself. Now you have many unseen tides. that are reflections or minor aspects of the tides I just named. You have the heartbeat tide. This is the smaller aspect of the river tide. Of course, the river is the coming and goings of the waters. The heartbeat controls the comings and goings of the blood flow, which is the waters. You have the menses tide, or the menstrual cycle tide. This is the smaller aspect of the moon tide being the coming and going of the light. The menses cycle being the coming and going of the egg cell, or the light on a micro aspect. Then you have the Bashir tide, or the orgasm tide. And this is the smaller aspect of the day-night tide. Of course, the day-night tide is the coming of day and the goings of night. The orgasm, or the Bashir is the glad tidings, the good news. The orgasm is a smaller aspect or a greater aspect of the day-night tide. The sperm cells are below in their night, dead. The orgasm comes, brings day and awake. And so, like I said, the Bashir tide, this is the smaller aspect of the day-night tide. Then you have the emotional tide. This is the smaller aspect of the seasonal tide. You have the blinking tide. This is the smaller aspect of the awake sleep tide. Meaning when y'all blink on a micro level of y'all existence, this is unconscious and awake. When the eyes shut in that microsecond of a blink, the microsecond of unconsciousness. Of course, you have many different levels of unconsciousness, blinking being the smallest. When y'all fall into unconscious sleep, that being one level. When y'all get knocked out, that being a level. Death being a level. Dark cosmic space that everything is in, this is a great level. So on and so forth. Repeating aspects of the same thing. So life is cycles. Reproduction, repeat. Now you have, like I said, the blinking tide, which is the smaller aspect of the awake sleep tide. And then you have the yawning tide. Of course, when you guys yawn, this is the comings and goings. The great breath, or a smaller aspect of the breath tide itself. The breath tide being the tide between the living and the dead. So when we inhale, that inhale or what we inhale is coming from the dead realms. And when we exhale, the dead realms is inhaling. Now I know some of you guys will say, I need proof. Cool. We get oxygen from the plants. The plants come from below. Man breathes in oxygen. The oxygen comes from the plants. Man breathes out carbon. The plants take in the carbon. This is the tide. The plants being the mediator between the living of the dead, the transferring of the airs, them being in both places. Is that clear? Meaning you take psychedelic plants, then you're licking La La Land, or the realms of the dead. You breathe in air. Oxygen is coming from the realms of the dead because of the plants. more than a genius, champ, but just grasp. Now, the plants are the mediator between the living and the dead. Like I said, there's your tide. And every time you inhale, it's a breath of the dead. When you exhale, so the dead inhales. If you're lost, inhale. You'll feel the pull at the chest at some point. Other side. So it's a deep thing, the comings and goings of the breath. Now, I'm going to show y'all this chart, but I didn't write it out. Now, all of these tides, if anyone wants to give back, you can click the video's title. Now, all of the tides are extensions of a great tide. The source of tides are the life and death tide. The life and death tide is orgasm and unconscious. That's the blowing out and the bringing in. So, the comer and the goer. Orgasm being the comer or the blowing out. Unconscious being the goer or the bringing in. Conscious goes. The orgasm blows it out. Now, the unconscious, meaning orgasm and unconscious, these are your two gods. Thank you, Shelly the goddess, for the balance. You have unconscious and orgasm. These are your two gods. The unconscious, this is the hunger or the beast that I explained to y'all in the previous video. This is the god over the physical. Of course, y'all know that as Satan or devil. This is the god that everyone in the world worships. The unconsciousness or the hunger that you feel inside. One being the extension of the other. So you have unconsciousness, death. What draws in, meaning the awareness is drawn in there. Hunger is an extension of that beast or that unconsciousness. The bringing in of life. Remember, unconsciousness brings in the awareness, the life. The hunger, it brings in whatever was killed that was alive, the life. The hunger is the extension of the unconscious. The murder is the extension of the hunger. And this is the God everyone serves. Of course, the material desires being the extension of the hunger. The murder, all the materials we wear, they come from living life, whether plant or animal. And so, I'm giving y'all that reference so you can grasp we're speaking reality. I know a lot of y'all lost in religion. So you got letters and you lost under spells. But if you had no religion or no God and all of that stuff you heard about, you know, the hearsay, the heresy. So all you left with is what I'm talking about, which is a reality that you know is real. Orgasm and unconsciousness, two forces y'all have no control over. They govern y'all life. Islam calls the God of Islam, Allah. This is the hunger. But he's giving description. So Allah is the merciful and the irresistible. This is the description of unconsciousness. Y'all cannot resist death and getting pulled in the unconscious every night. And it's merciful because it lets y'all go. So, if you're a Muslim, don't take offense. It's deep knowledge here. Come when you're ready. Like they say, you can't handle the truth. Most can't. Most are attached to whatever they are before they come into truth. Meaning most make things true they want to be before they come into the truth. You get my point? Y'all idolize people before y'all know them. In that, y'all haven't given yourselves a chance to see if they low lives. And so then in that, y'all bound. I say, man, the star you idolize is a low life. Nigga's a crackhead. You say, no, he ain't. That's my star. Beyonce don't sniff yayo. Now, it wouldn't matter if Beyonce sniffed yayo or not, because she got her she got her finances together. I'm just making a point, you know? This is how y'all are. Y'all know things before y'all do. So in that, y'all become bound to unjust things. I'm saying that because if you're in religion and you're like, oh, he spoke against Allah. That's your God. That's not my God. Your God is the devil or the Satan, the hunger, the beast. Now you have the other God, which is the orgasm, the opposite force. This is the comer, the savior, the ghost, because it's all gray and white and yolky, and it's the life. The hunger being the death, this one being the life. These are two forces. And the orgasm, this is called the savior or the father, or the son of the father. I apologize. So, what I'm explaining is the source of y'all religions. Meaning religions is made off the wisdom that I'm giving y'all. Y'all worship the hunger. That's what religions have to do with. Worshiping the physical. So a Christian's gonna say, in Jesus' name we pray, amen. Worship men. The coming of man and the eating of man. Now, if this is not clear, let me know at some point. I hate to waste my time. Is this clear? I tried to make it as... This is the 4 realms of existence. Awareness, orgasm, unconscious, dream, and awake. And then the reverse. That's the coming. Then you got the going back. Awake is the living body. Death is the dead body. Then you go to dream, which is afterlife. Then back to unconscious, which is death. And then there's the orgasm realms. And behind it, pure awareness. Now y'all said that's clear. So I want to explain the comings of the soul and the goings of the soul. But I want to say this one thing before I do that. Trying to think how to trying to think how to word it. I don't want to disturb anyone. I'm really smooth. Don't take this as ego. I don't care if y'all do. Y'all like to not live reality. I'm 40. I've been in life for hella long. I've been getting mad hoes for a long time. Some of y'all mothers. I'm the conscious cutie. Sex symbol solace. A lot of y'all like to let that disturb y'all. Say, Captain, don't let my reality get you lost into thinking like something ego. I don't really know how to be goofy. I be trying to play with y'all. You get my point? Dumb shit down a little bit myself. Like I don't like to show myself to y'all because y'all like be acting jealous and shit. Because you feel low, and the person isn't catering to your low perspective, it doesn't mean they have ego. It just means you're low. And everyone is where they are. Low being your mind. I don't know what to get it. I'm not talking materials, nothing. Just your own mind. You get my point? So you say, he think he better than us. That's your own perspective. It's the lower perspective. You get my point? Meaning if I think I'm better than you, or you think I'm better than you, the main thing you gotta focus on is you at the bottom of that shit. Like, you the lesser thing. Why you even put yourself there? And so a lot of y'all don't realize I be trying to help you. You got a lower mind. You think you like tearing somebody down. You putting yourself in the lower aspect. To people that's not even thinking about you. I don't have no face for y'all that fall into that envy like that. I don't know you. We ain't never came up together, blood. I don't. You get my point? And so I'm just putting that out there. Come here with the mind on the right perspective. My channel was about self-growth and self-perfection. Perfection not being a limit thing. And so I'm trying to be the perfection that I can be mentally, emotionally, and physically. And if that's a disturbance to you, you might as well not come here. I plan on looking better, getting wiser, having my emotional state better and better every day, every week. This is the goal. It's supposed to be your goal too if you come here. To get the mind to the pinnacles that it can get to get the emotional state to the pinnacles of stability you can get it to, and to get the mind clear and vibrating like it needs to. Like I tell a lot of y'all, I'm 40 years old. I'm like your mother's age, your father's age. And maybe they childish, I wouldn't know. And so y'all have a perspective. You get it? Almost like he's a kid capping to be grown. I'm not child age. I never was. If I dumb myself down, it's only so you get my point? You might be young, you might be a little tacky in your ways. You see me, you say, man, that nigga Silas a gangster. Okay, cool. In my past, I was a gangster, and I'll still slap the slob out your mouth. But we not the same. You get my point? You're not supposed to hold on to the lower thing. Use that as a way to come in and feel comfortable. I'm gangster, I'm wilding out in these streets, I'm all lost. I see some gangster in Silas, but I know he way past that. Y'all try to bring me back to where y'all at. Like, don't get lost on the low thing and ignore the splendor is the point. Don't say, oh, Silas gangster, you gangster. You get it? You a gangster, you see gangster in me. Don't ignore all the splendor that ain't a reflection of you. Let that be the goal. That's the point I'm trying to say clearly. Shit, if I dig in my nose and I look dusty one day or something, I don't know. And that make you feel like that's a reflection of you. Don't ignore all the splendor that ain't a reflection of you, and let that stuff be the goal. Because you get my point? You may be a whole gangster in the street and you find yourself here. This is a blessing for you. But you can mess that up with your own mind, focusing on where you are right now and whatever little speck of that you see in me, ignoring all that you don't see in yourself and me. You get my point? Hopefully that's clear. Hopefully you guys can come here in a better state of mind and get this wisdom. Outside of that, try to perfect the self. Judgment, all these goofy things, there's only one thing to judge a person on: their balance and honor. That's how fair and honest they are. If you judging somebody outside of that, you get my point? All judgment that you have is for you, and the other two is for everyone else. Meaning all you need to be judging everybody externally from the self is by if they fair and honest. Any other judgment you arouse about somebody, oh, I don't like this or that, save that for self. The judgment you have, or the critique you have, that force, that thing that make you do that to others, is for yourself to perfect yourself. And this wisdom that I'm giving you, when you take those two things and you remember, you get my point? Next time you get an urge to judge somebody, bring it to self. Start bringing everything to self. Outside of somebody being fair with you and honest in their ways, you don't need to put no judgment on anybody past that. You get my point? That's the negativities or the ills of self spilling out. The insecurities and the discontentment with self spilling out. And these are the things that have to be cleaned up so one can walk and live a certain path. This path being, where y'all can be happy every day and focused on the self. Y'all focused on everybody else's life except the self. There's no awareness of that. I'm saying that because I'm sure y'all want a life, and y'all, everybody, who don't want no life? You get my point? And so I'm just saying that so y'all can grasp. You don't have to come here like you watching the show. Take what you get, apply it to self every day. Whatever you get, whatever you can hold on to, and apply it. You'll see growth in a week. Y'all have weird things in today's times. You get my point? I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Y'all get yourselves lost because y'all have things like little kids could be wise. So you have many teachers on YouTube. They started when they was like 18, 19, 20. Now we all know an 18, 19, 20-year-old ain't got time to read through no scholarship and know no sciences like that. And so you see how y'all play with y'all own self. Whoever fit into that bag, please don't take offense. This is all truth speaking. I don't know no 18, 19, 20, or even 30-year-old. I'll give a 30-year-old it. But you get my point? And some of y'all been learning from little kids all this time. Because you lost into society. Not thinking, okay, society says this kid is a genius. But that part. And so y'all learn a lot of made up stuff. And have to deal with the scholarship. Meaning my channel is not for the impoverished minded. My channel is for those who are scientists, scholars, mathematicians, and they just missing that one thing or one formula. You get it? Meaning if you a biologist or a chemist or whatever, like that. My channel's truly for the wise. And I remember when I was wise. I'm wiser than wise. But I remember when I was wise, like, I'm saying that because the people that y'all have is wise. I remember when I was like them, it was still some kinks, some things I wasn't fully clear on, but so I felt I had enough, you know? Some of y'all not there yet, some of y'all are, but my channel's like for that. If you never read anything really, you know, the Enuma Elish, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Quran, the Bible. I explain ancient texts, ancient artwork, ancient sciences, not make up. I teach these things, meaning if you read it, so I'm assuming you know it. And so when I'm breaking things down, I'm usually breaking things down in that way. Meaning I ain't breaking like this is how society got it lost and here's the accurate way. I'm assuming when I'm explaining it, you already know society way. And you already came to that block where you like, it don't make all the way sense. And this is the extras, like, so you can grasp. I'm saying that because a lot of y'all be jumping, you know, the gun. Then you get your own feelings hurt. Then it becomes the solace is here to make us feel low. You can only make yourself feel stupid. You get it? Y'all be speaking to me like I'm not what I am. Then you look dumb. Then in your mind, instead of taking it that way, you get my point? You say, nah, this nigga trying to play us. This nigga trying to make us look dumb. Again, y'all don't want to accept that I am what I am, which is the wisest nigga on the planet. And if you can grasp that, then you should see the error in your own ways. That's dumb. Why are you challenging this nigga on some mind shit? What you think gonna happen? Like on the real. Some of y'all like really need to look at that like, damn, that's like jumping in fire. This nigga's way wiser than me. Gonna swallow me completely up, emotionally and mentally. And some of y'all still mad from a conversation from last year. That part. I'm saying that so y'all could grasp. The mind is different. This ain't like physical competition. You can get tangled up. Like, some of y'all can't even learn because you get my point of what I just said. Like, you're trying to challenge things you ain't got no business challenging. And then you have to, like, you have to adjust your own mind because you don't want to deal with that reality. And then in that, you get my point, you get many layers and crosses. This is when y'all start speaking and it don't ever match reality. When I be like, yo, what are you talking about got to do with reality? Then y'all be lost. Like, that happened from that. Adjusting the mind, meaning when y'all, some people get to a place where they can't accept what's what. Then they start to adjust their own mind to avoid reality. And a lot of y'all there. And so I'm saying these things so y'all can come here in the right state of mind so y'all can learn. This is upscale knowledge. This is a place where you should be coming to get to a place where you have mental, emotional, and physical wealth. Mental wealth is when the mind is clear and you ain't got negative thoughts always popping up in there. Competitive thoughts always popping in there. Desperate to judge somebody thoughts. When the thoughts is clear. You get my point? Whatever you doing for the day, whatever the goal is in your life, you get it? Everything's clear. The focus is on self, the loved ones, helping people. Nothing that got to do with negativity or the bringing down. You get my point? Emotional wealth is when the emotional state is always stable. And one can either draw themselves into happiness or just be good. A lot of people got the reverse thing going on. They can either be good or all fired up. And so you get my point? That's emotional wealth when you're stable. Physical wealth, a lot of people think it's material items, like I have this or that. Physical wealth is an etiquette. It's like I said before, you can put a bum in a fur coat, but the etiquette ain't gonna match the fur coat, so it don't matter. You could give a broke, dumb kid from the ghetto $1,000,000, but that ain't gonna make him have a millionaire's etiquette. You get my point? We speak in etiquette. I'm trying to think how to say it with some of y'all can grasp. You can give a poor kid from the ghettos $1,000,000, so it's a millionaire black affair happening. Everybody come in black attire, white attire, whatever. He can't go. He don't have the etiquette just because you gave him the $1,000,000 yesterday. He have to grow into that. The etiquette we speak, the behavior. It's a better word for y'all to grasp. Physical wealth is the behavior. You get my point? The nice car, the nice clothes, none of these matter. These all shape the etiquette, the behavior. Once you remove those things, a person's still physically wealthy, neat and clean regardless if they have or don't. You get my point? And some of y'all sloppy and dirty whether you got money or not. It's all in the etiquette, meaning wealth don't have nothing to do with the things y'all think it do. But my channel is for that, clarity. And applying these things to self, growing, getting better every day, every week, however it works. You get my point? And so come here with that mind state. You get my point? If I'm getting better, or however you choose to view that, you don't have to view it as ego. View it as I said what I said. It's about growth. Also take into consideration that, I knock myself down a little bit and keep a little things hidden from y'all, because you get my point? Y'all where y'all at? And so, meaning I was 33 years old when I came. But I play and joke around with y'all and stuff like that. Just like on here now, sometimes I joke and play around with y'all. But in real life, no one knows me in that way. Meaning if you see me in real life, do I look like I joke and play, or do I move like I'm 40-year-old, I got some shit to do and I'm handling my business and I ain't got time to talk stupid dumb shit like that. And if you've been privileged to see me in real life, so then you know it's the latter. I'm not a kid. But like I said on here, I dumb it down a little bit for y'all. Just a little bit. It ain't enough. So it's no need to continue. You get my point? It's about y'all growing. Everybody at their own rate, space, own rate and pace, but growing still. You get my point? The same way I'm sharing my mind with y'all so y'all can apply these things to yourself and grow. So grow. Don't come here and bring me down. Meaning if you're not coming here in a supportive mind state and you feel like I ain't doing that, don't even come. A lot of y'all already got enough hardship. You get my point? And dishonor brings on the debt. You sinning against a wise servant. You can make up anything you want to yourself. You made that up. I live on in balance. You come here to receive. You make sure you come in the right state. Otherwise, you're going to end up like a lot of other people that y'all like to ignore their dishonor and how they end up. Meaning you got a lot of people that came here and borrowed. You do right with the wisdom. And some of these people y'all know publicly, and some y'all don't. But the ones y'all know publicly, part. And so, I don't want to say no names. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's not the point. The point is awareness. Be aware. You get my point? And so, y'all could say anybody wiser than me y'all want, anybody more lit than me y'all want. Now look at the results. The conscious community dudes is wiser than me. Cool, they've been around for 100 years. You niggas ain't getting no results. And so I don't care about nothing y'all talking about. I'm not talking about the conscious community. I'm talking about y'all. Y'all not aware of results. Y'all just keep talking. The Hebrews been around. I don't see no results. I'm real. I ain't got time for 100-year stagnancy. What I look like? And so some of y'all got that kind of time. That part. And so come here when you your own individual, ready to get your own life on the right, train of thought. That way you can be supportive to me and not take of my wisdom and then go serve things that's stagnant and basically just using y'all out to make the numbers, because that's all you got. My shit ain't about bringing people in to have numbers. Y'all have to be y'all own individuals, and we can move as a unit of individuals where I know you solid on your own. I ain't got to monitor over you and tell you what to do. I already gave you wisdom, strength, and everything you need. Apply it to self, get this self right. Then I could trust you from afar. I say, blood solid, he like an extension of me. Can't nobody break him. His mind is solid. His emotional stay solid. He not gonna let nobody bully his mind around. Ain't no fears in him. Some of y'all wanna be weak. And so my channel ain't for that. You can come around, but you get my point? Try not to push strange things on me. I don't want it. Now, let's get back to this deep video, Understanding Tides. If y'all have any questions before I start, let me know. Of course, if y'all don't give back, which this is not because a lot of y'all be on that kind of thing. You think like, I'm your daddy and I'm giving you like. If y'all don't give back or compensate on your own merit, then the prices will be what they are, what I view the worth of my work to be. I make all my works my own self. I pay for the copyrights. I make the book. I ain't like your favorite author. I write, type, copyright, publish. I did all that. You could say however you feel, but I did all. That's all my work. Every piece. When you got a book in your hand, I did that. I type 80 words a minute. I don't have a writer. I'm that. I know how to make a book. However the book looked, however it was made, I did that. I'm past having to make books for myself, you dig? But the start was the start, and I still make my own books, but sometimes I get help. The point I'm making is my worth, respect my worth, or just slide. Ain't nobody trying to bring theyself down, you get my point? I know on this little environment, like where they make stars at, YouTube being that new platform of making stars, that environment, I got too much worth for that environment in terms of intellect, swag, and stuff. Because popular YouTubers, famous people, they come to my channel, steal content, and never adding to the channel. You get my point? And so I come to realize I got way too much worth for the environment I have to do my own thing, but I've been always known that, so that's why I always do my own thing, like build my own business, prepare everything to have my own thing. I got my own website. It worked like I could use it like Facebook or YouTube, meaning share posts and videos whenever I get ready to. You get my point? And so some of y'all like that. You might be a dope rapper. You say, I can't wait till I get into the rap game. You gonna have the same realization I got. That being you got too much work for that environment. It ain't what you thought. You get it? You gonna be Quentin Miller. They gonna steal your rhymes, nigga. And no matter how hard you try to get on, you got too much worth. They gonna take it like that. Quentin Miller is the dude that wrote for Drake. That y'all act like y'all don't know. He the one with the talent. But it wouldn't matter what he do in that industry. They ain't never gonna put him to the forefront because he got too much worth. Bleed him out. The rappers ain't talented like y'all think. There's people they suck dry. Meaning for every famous person that you love, there's a nigga like me that they steal from. This nigga's cold-blooded. Your favorite basketball player, there's a nigga that's cold-blooded. They borrow his moves. Y'all ain't never heard of this nigga. And they make sure y'all don't. Meaning he will never get a platform for y'all to see him. But they will take from him. When I first came, I told y'all all the stars know me and the famous wise niggas, they know me. That's how y'all know me. And get it? Y'all know me from Sonetta and other people y'all was following. That's already lit. The public don't know me. I'm making a point so y'all could see. That ain't by chance, nigga. It's always like that in these kind of industries. And so some of y'all better grass and boss up early. Y'all call what I do ego. Now I'm bossing up early. They been had my channel flagged since 2017. They got all my sites on restricted. Well, I ain't got a lot of sites, but Facebook, YouTube, restricted since 2017. And so if I didn't sell and know how to work and grind like I do, you know, writing books, making everything work, I'd have been starved out. Y'all looking at a whole legend, my nigga. They tried to chop my head off a long time ago. They can't. I'm cold-blooded, nigga. You see a whole bunch of niggas behind me? No. They can't do nothing with me, nigga. I make my adjustments. I come from the streets. Niggas trying to kill me for real. What is a goofy nigga online gonna do? That's nothing. I can adjust to that all day. Don't let me catch you. That's how I play it. I can adjust all day. It's never gonna disturb me. I can adjust in real stuff. You get my point? Just don't let me catch you. And so that's how I carry it. And some of y'all gonna have to carry it that same way. You desperate looking up the things that's a little impoverished. And so I'm not trying to hurt no star's feelings. But that is kind of the realization when you get close enough to the environment. And so my point of saying that is come here and support. Stop looking at me as a part of the sellout party. I'm self-made. I'm building my own corporation or whatever you want to call it for me and my own kids and whoever else is one with me. And so when you come here on real time. I'm not no kid playing. Now I already told y'all some of my big ideas. The mind is vast. You can fuck with it or don't. But go along if you're not. You can't serve 50 fucking masters. Ain't nothing coming out of that. And so some of y'all need to adjust your mind and then come back. And once y'all start giving back, because that's how I prefer to work. I give the wisdom to y'all freely in abundance, meaning I'm knock out 3-4 videos a day because it ain't nothing to me. The wisdom is unlimited. I can come right on after this and give y'all a thought breakdown. Any scholarship breakdown you want. I could do that non-stop. A philosophy, anything you want. I already got the next 5 videos already ready. The one after this is Nature's Eye, so y'all can grasp glares and glances. It's got to do with learning silent words of people, the nature, and the body language. Y'all got y'all Babylon rules, but they don't mean nothing. Everything still move off the natures. You get my point? And after that, I'm gonna explain to y'all what a website is. How they steal y'all. It's a deep thing, but like I said, come here on a real level. If you somebody that's in school for science, now if you somebody that's like far along in the sciences, come here. If you're not, come here. Try not to challenge me, because then you're gonna feel beat up. Then you're gonna be running around talking about solace. Make you feel stupid. Nah, blood, you just stupid and you don't wanna. You get my point? Accept that. And so hopefully that was clear. Please come on the right. Come in the right spirit when you come here. I've been considering removing all the videos and starting fresh. Whatever bum shit is attached to those videos, let it go. Can't deal with it. Yeah, I don't know. But whatever the case may be, I'm going to be going live. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell, be supportive. If you missed the live, you're going to have to become a channel member. When y'all start giving back on y'all own merit, then I'll remove all that. Otherwise, my work, my work. Mess with it or don't. And so, thank you for that different angles. I was about to say that. The wisdom's upscale, top quality. You ain't gonna find it disfluent or refined anywhere. And that's just that. Not make my channel cater to the wealthy and the middle class and the poor that got rich etiquette. And that's it. And so if you come in here, you like, he got ego and I don't like this or that. Maybe you just too low or poor. You get my point? Whatever the case may be, this is not the bringing down environment. And so, come here with the proper mindset. That way it don't be hard on y'all or me. And so, peace and wisdom direction. He said, nah, keep doing that. I guess y'all want me to charge y'all, but I'm trying to get y'all out of Babylon ways. The charging y'all don't change y'all ways. Y'all need to become aware of who y'all fair with, because y'all will take from y'all own fucking folks and then give to the world and then get fucked over and then ask your mama, can you put up the house to bail me out? Why you ain't give to your mama before that? You was selling dope in them streets, nigga. Fronting for them hoes, nigga. Y'all live those kind of imbalances. Y'all will serve what don't. Y'all serve what use y'all and then find something else to use. The mind have to get adjusted to a point where it put everything in order. All the priorities, all the perspectives that's imbalanced, get them stable and in order. If you come in here and you got the mind, all right, brother giving out $1 million worth of wisdom. I ain't got that, but let me be fair on my own and do the best I can. Then you'll be more mindful as you're moving outside of that. Or wherever you choose to start your being fair with yourself and others, whether it start here or wherever, you gotta be that way. Otherwise, you don't need to seek out wisdom. And it ain't never gonna click in the mind the way it's supposed to. You get my point? Where you see the results. Because you can't serve two masters, and wisdom ain't got nothing to do with one being unfair and dishonest. So try to grasp. But everything's been adjusted on my website back to the original prices that I know the worth of the things are. So nobody have to take offense Say, oh, he raised the prices to piss us off. I had the prices low, because y'all act like y'all impoverished. Even though I'm not trying to target the impoverished, but some of y'all that way, y'all come. So everything's just, you get it? Everything's just gonna go up in those of y'all that have, wealth and the security, and it's like art. You may have read something or seen artwork from old times and you like, what does that mean? I sure wanna know. That's what I'm for. Knowing those deep, secret, hidden things where it's like, man, what does that mean? Like YHWH. I'm sure many of you guys always say, what does that really spell out? Because Yahweh and all of that is adding letters. What was it intended to spell? YHWH was intended to spell you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just sound out all the letters. Yeah, yeah, ha, ha, woo, woo, woo. Yeah. YH, yeah, 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 yeah. WH, woo, 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 woo. Like before you say who without the O. Ye, woo, you. They didn't use vowels in the past. Sound is the creator. This was disrespectful. So they adjusted all the letters or words without the vowels. But they cold-blooded in their wisdom. So you see how they could spell you without vowels? And if I ask one of y'all in the daytime, spell you without the vowels, then y'all be like, how am I going to spell? All you got is vowels. How am I going to spell an all-vowel word with no vowels? Now you can admire an ancient Hebrew's mind. Say, God damn, them niggas was on another level, blood. See, y'all take away the splendor from shit. You say, Silas explained that, now I'm mad he explained it. They're missing the whole splendor. You a Hebrew Israelite follower? You're following the wrong things, but if you grasp it right, the splendor, they were genius. Meaning they have, look at the ancient Kemetic writings. All they do is write without the vowels. That part. Nut. They take the U out. Leave the NT. That's all they do. They masters at that. They could spell anything with any letters, like, and it still say what it's supposed to. Meaning if you sound out YHWH, it still say what it's supposed to, which is you. And so it's explaining the spirit of self. Everybody starts from the seminal fluid, that gray, yolky, holy, ghostly looking substance. That's the you. The Lord of hosts, millions of sperm cells in that substance. All life forms start from their substance. So you have the seminal fluid of a man. This is, whether man or woman, this is your start. At the substance, which is semen. You got many life forms here. They all start from their semen or their substance. You get it? And so, that's the Savior, the yoke. But the point I'm making is things like that. I don't know where you think you could go in life where somebody could explain that to you. I'm saying that so you can grasp when I say this $1 million scholarship. You can go over to Israel. They can't even break this down for you. They lost now over there. You get it? You can't deny what I just explained. Unless you're going to play dumb like you can't sound out letters. I'll be like, but they said, but that don't mess you up. I explained how they don't use vowels. I sounded it out for you, everything. That part. You're not going to get that kind of crisp understanding nowhere. Otherwise, show me where. Because the last time I checked, y'all think YHWH spell all kind of weird things. And because of these weird spellings and sayings of what it is, it make for error in the understanding in the text. And so, if you in a deep understanding that's accurate in regards to real life, I'm your God, but I don't work for free. I'm not a slave. And this ain't religion. Religion's an evil thing. Religion wants your soul and your tithes. I just want you to give back. You figure out what the giving back is. I don't know how you live. I know I'm teaching people that live in the cities, and so all y'all got is money last time I checked. But I know what to do with that shit. But like I said, balance. I ain't say give me your money. I said be balanced. As long as it's of equal measure, I'm fine. And so, just be fair in your ways is the foundations of my teachings. It's how I continue to grow in mind, by staying fair and balanced. There's nothing else that matters. All you have to do is every day apply fair and balance to self. Meaning, am I fair and honest in my ways? That's what I should have said, balance and honor. Am I balanced and honorable? Meaning, am I fair and honest in my ways? And every day, if you apply that to yourself, at some point, it will become repetition. And you won't have to try to apply it to yourself. It will be your normal nature to just be fair. The same way is somebody's normal nature to be unfair and try to get over and talk around the point of fairness and find a loophole to be unfair. You want to get to a place where it's the natural instincts to be fair. It's the natural instincts to just be honest. It's the natural instincts to not take in no lie. If you ain't telling the truth, I don't want to hear it. You get it? Knowing every aspect of falsehood and how it comes and rebuking it. And so, hopefully y'all grasp. Hopefully y'all come in the right mind state. Hopefully some of y'all that's further along in understanding. But you got your ego together. Start coming forth, asking questions, speaking. I like deep conversation, deep questions. So, like I said, try to get everything together. Now, let's get to the finishings of this video. This video is going to play, meaning some of you guys are going to see this video later. So you may have to rewind it back to the beginning. And then, make it merge. Meaning I should have finished the video before I gave y'all this little part that I did. But it was important. It all goes together. So try to grasp. Now, you have those 4 realms of your existence. Awareness/orgasm. Meaning you have awareness. And orgasm and awareness are like the beginnings and end of the same thing. Unconsciousness, of course. This is the beginnings of physical. The foundation of it, the platform. After that, you have dream and then awake. Now, I want to give you guys the coming of the soul into life and the going out of the soul into life so y'all can grasp how this tide works. Because this is the great tide, the source of all tides. All the tides I named in the beginning of the video, this is the source of them all. The soul coming into existence or being blown into the unconscious. The coming. And then the goings of that soul. This is when that soul, goes the reverse way, which is what this lower part is. So, goes that way. The soul is blown into life. It goes this way. And then the other way. So I want to explain this. Hopefully the page is clear. I need something to hold this up, man. I need a nice little cute. Any cute chicks need a job, man, hit me up. You can be like, I need somebody to, this is serious too. Just say this right quick. I need somebody to work the computer, like to bring up the images on the screen for me while I'm doing the live video. If you don't know how, I do. So I'll just show you, but you gotta be serious. You gotta be available every time I'm gonna do a video. Do a couple of practice ones. So if you kinda cute and you want a job, I only wanna work with women. Sorry. Yeah, I know how to do it, Silas. I'm a dude. We are. Our upscale knowledge is full already. And we not hiring right now, Cat Daddy. But maybe my assistant will be hiring. Right? Maybe she need a male assistant. You know. Let me not get too far on my ego. This is just all thoughts, you know. The ego has to be big for one to dream big, you know. 50 butt naked chicks, they're all my, you know, hold up my images and shit like that, girl. But that's later. Right now, just focus on me, you know. It's getting hot in here. Shall I open up my shirt, ladies? I have to. I have to. I just can't help it. Now, look closely. Speaking of the soul coming in and out of existence. So, awareness. This is all you have, let's say. Or the souls are all coming from there. The awareness is pushed into orgasm. This is heaven. Awareness is just no physical nothing. It's just what y'all would call life. Meaning when y'all awake, y'all have awareness. When y'all don't have awareness, which is unconsciousness, dream is an awareness. But when y'all have unconsciousness, like that, there's nothingness. Awareness is the consciousness. This is the life, whether you have a body or anything. You have to have the abilities to be aware. This is your senses. Sight, smell, touch, taste, sound. All of this lies with the awareness. The awareness is what is the fabric of the soul, or the fabric of any part of anything. If you're talking a physical body, well, it ain't working without the soul, the awareness. So you have awareness in its whole, pieces of awareness. It's blown out because they go too close to orgasm. This is heaven, the atmosphere. And whatever goes from awareness and gets close to orgasm, they're blown out of heaven into the unconscious abyss. And that's the beginnings of physical life, the unconscious abyss. And this is where the egg cell is. And the soul or spirit that's blown out into the unconscious will be bound to that egg cell. And as that body or egg cell develops, the awareness will evolve into dream and then awake when it's born out. And then it will live its days going from awake, being sucked back into unconsciousness. And as it's in unconsciousness, it will drift closer and closer back to orgasm realms where it'll be blown back out into awake. So every night it is orgasm that makes y'all wake up. Orgasm being awakening. When a man ejaculates and he feels that feeling, that is the feeling of all the sperm cell below coming back awake. It's 1,000,000 of them. Awake feel good. Real sleep feel good too, I ain't gonna lie. But so this is the tide, the balance. Hopefully y'all are grasping. I'm giving y'all real deep truths. Meaning orgasm is a thing y'all don't grasp. I think it have to do with sex, but it have to do with life. It have to do with waking up. Man already wake when he orgasm, so he feel the feeling of awake. But when he sleep and he orgasm on himself, he jump up. He say, damn, I slime myself. Yeah. He didn't feel the pleasures of the orgasm. It literally woke him up out of his unconsciousness. And so this happens every night, meaning the awareness or the awake. This is what the awareness evolves to, because it's bound to the body, which is developing. And every night it's pulled into unconscious. Sometimes it wakes up in dream, or sometimes it drifts. It always drifts when it gets to unconscious to orgasm. These three being almost like one. Dark space going into a space of light, and then your sacred space behind that space. But this is your blowing out realms. So it's hard for souls to return. You get it? You safe here, but once you get here, they're blowing out. Now you're coming. Life is a deep thing, try to grasp, but every night y'all awareness or consciousness goes here and drifts. And when it gets there, it's blown back out into awake. This is how y'all are saved from the hunger every night. Remember I said, man, a hunger take y'all y'all consciousness every night. And it let you out in the morning so you could feed it. You really get let out because of the Savior or the comer. Yeah, that's what y'all call a Savior. And Jesus blow you out. And so this is to bring her in and to blow her out. Your two gods. Just like the Father or the Creator, the hidden hand that control the flow. Now, let's talk about the going out of the soul. That's the coming forth by day, like in ancient Egypt. But let's talk about the going out, the reverse. Now, the body dies, and this is death. And so the awareness goes to afterlife, which is basically dream. And the soul will continue to ping pong between the three like it does in physical life. Meaning y'all go unconscious, y'all have dream awakeness, awake, like that. Ping ponging between the three. Always being blown out before y'all get back to the Father. Now, when y'all body dies, the body is still there though, but it doesn't work. So when the awareness comes into the body, the eyes don't open, the ears don't open. It's just darkness. And so the soul ping pongs between these three realms: unconscious, dream or afterlife, which is awake, and then awake, which is turned off now. And so now the soul will drift, basically going on and off between these three though. Two of them being off now, one being on. In physical life, two are on, one off. In death, the reverse, two off, one on. And so now you have these two offs. And the awareness will have its awake time in dream or afterlife, and then it will go to unconsciousness where it is dead to itself in unconscious, and then it will wake up and go to the dead body where there's nothing. Remember I told y'all, man, when y'all die, y'all gonna be stuck in y'all darkness, but y'all gonna be awakened it. That's this one. Meaning whatever I explain to y'all, it go way deeper. I just explain whatever piece I chose to you. But there's tons more. And so grasp. Shade of Allah. When you save from the darkness, On this side, you're not. You just sit in your dead dark body, suffering your own darkness. And then you will wake up into your afterlife or dream. You know how y'all wake up in physical life and y'all fall asleep and go in a dream and unconscious and y'all ping pong all through the three for y'all whole existence, never realizing. So it's the same. Now, of course, the body and the spirit gonna die off, meaning the body gonna deteriorate and the spirit gonna evaporate, and all that'll be left is the unconsciousness. This is the darkness, and the spirit will be left there in that darkness, and it will either be it will stay there and slowly drift back to orgasm. And when it gets there, it will either be blown back out in the rebirth or go to the Father. This is all dependent on the memory, meaning no souls can go back to awareness with memory or dirt on them from this side, physical. The memory has to be clean, meaning you have to just be aware, no attachments. That's not to say y'all can't remember things, but the attachment of y'all memory. Man has to mature his mind. Memory and y'all being bound to the memory is one thing, but man has to evolve to where he has memory, not bound to it though. Y'all have things y'all remember y'all loved and did as a kid, but y'all ain't gonna do them things now and y'all wouldn't care about them, but y'all remember them. Like that, where you remember a thing, but you not bound to it. This is how the soul passes through. If it's dirty or it still has residue of the physical on it, it'll be blown back out into rebirth, physical life. And this is where your samsara teachings come from in the Far East. The process of birth and rebirth. So now you got a physical perspective of what that's like. You can reference ancient Egyptian scholarship. The yak, that little bird that flies away from the body, meaning I'm making it all come together for you. You just have to respect the mind, the splendor. The little bird that comes and goes from the body in ancient Egypt, which is the eye, it's like I said, go to the dead body and leave it into the afterlife or the dream and into the unconscious. And that bird, which is the soul or the awareness of the soul, it ping pongs or comes and goes from the three. If you understand the eye, that bird, what does it do? According to ancient Egyptian text, it comes and goes. It is the thing that's spoken of in the Bible when it said God called all the angels together and the Satan came. And then they said to the Satan, whence comest thou? And the Satan said, I've been going to and fro in the earth and here and there in it like the tide. I've been coming awake and then going into my unconsciousness and then coming back awake eternally. That's what the Satan's saying. Earth is the day awake. You get my point? Meaning earth and the day is the same thing. Earth is the place, the day is what's transpiring in the place. Meaning the sun is rising and setting. Day and night is coming, but this don't ever stop. And every time we leave the place, which is earth or the day, then we wake up back in it. And tomorrow is Thursday. But it's the same day of that today is. We just put a new name on it so we don't have to deal with the reality that every day we leave this place and then we hit a black door and we blown back into it. And sometimes we go into unconsciousness or hit that black door and then we go to dream and it's the same place. A day on earth. Say, I was in dream, I didn't recognize the place, but you recognized it was earth. You get it? It was a place you know as earth, maybe just a place in it you never been. But there wasn't a watermelon that was the moon or nothing. It was earth as you know earth. In your dream, it wasn't too strange where you said, I gotta wake up. And the people in it, you was familiar with them. Like that. No different from a waking dream. Wherever y'all are, and y'all aware, so y'all are. And y'all don't question it. When y'all in dream, y'all don't question dream. Y'all just live out the dream. When y'all in physical life, y'all don't question physical life. Physical life is dream. One of them. But y'all don't question it. Y'all just live till y'all die, doing the same thing over and over. Repeating the same programmings over and over. You get my point? Never becoming awake or aware. So, like I said, the soul will find itself with just this realm left, and it will drift to orgasm where it will come in or be blown up back into rebirth. And so, when souls are here in their darkness, because that last stage is really long, they forget what light is. We talking darkness, y'all can't grasp. Being there so long, y'all probably can't grasp, but they forget what light is. When it come, they wage war on light. They've already convinced themselves they in light. They've been in the darkness that long they can see. It's the light to them. They know no other light. When that light come, it hurt the eye. They say, oh, that shit is attacking. We talking regular light. We talking darkness and light. Just that. Man, darkness and see light so long, it forgot what it was. It forgot it was in darkness. Attack the light. Don't want nothing to do with it. And this is where physical men find themselves in the mind. They forget they lost their way. They in the darkness. They forget the light. You get it? Some of y'all have went to unhonest ways to try to discredit me. You forgot the point. The light. Like that. A nigga be in darkness so long, he forget what light is. He attack it. And so, nigga be in darkness so long when he get out. His hell to pay. You get my point? It's bad weather coming. So this is all real, try and grasp. Now, one will dwell in the darkness until they reach orgasm, like I said, and they will either pass or be blown back out in the rebirth. And that's called samsara, the process of birth and rebirth. And one will always know they're in samsara, meaning I'm an awakened soul. Y'all have no clue where y'all are. Say, man, I'm just in life and y'all don't know how life works. You get it? Imagine you know how life works, right? So you understand, man, I fall into unconsciousness, then I be awake in dream. I be awake in physical life. Now, which one is which? You get it? The man get tangled up in his mind. On your next go round, you'll always know you're in samsara or hell if you go on and off. get it? So if you have any questions or you confused, man, am I alive or dead? Do you go on and off like a broken light? If your answer is yeah, then your ass is lost in samsara still. You got three states: unconscious, dream, and awake. All three supposed to be awareness. You can see in a physical life, you can see in dream or spirit, but you can't see in unconscious. All three have to be like the casino, my nigga. All on C. And this is when the soul has become awakened. You get it? Meaning a person can be physical in life and be awakened. Meaning they have all three. Their unconscious ain't like yours. The mind go back to orgasm. And they have heaven where you just have nothing. Y'all go to sleep, you have nothing but unconsciousness. They go into unconsciousness, but they have that. They're blown back into awake or dream. And do you get it? They always have awareness. There is no off. That's the glory. There you go. The glory. And so if you have my conscious cleansing kit, you can use it with this video. But thank you to whoever gave back. But that's the path of the soul. This can happen for eternity. Meaning y'all can be lost in samsara forever. This is when you go unconscious, wake up in dream, then wake up in physical life, lose physical life, go unconscious, wake up in dream, completely oblivious to the realities. Think like when y'all in dream. Y'all don't know y'all dreaming. If I remove physical life from y'all, how many of y'all would know? Like, physical life gone and now I'm in dream and unconscious. You wouldn't know. Y'all don't know the difference between dream awareness and physical wake awareness because it ain't no difference. Physical life is just physical dream. Dream manifested. One of the many places in dream. Dream being a place in the abyss, unconsciousness, in that space. Physical life too. Y'all wake up from unconsciousness into the places that are in it. Physical life being a place in it. You in hell. In the Far East they call it samsara. When the soul is bound to rebirth over and over, you wake up every day and go to sleep into unconsciousness where you lose your mind. You don't even know you exist. You don't even remember you have kids, responsibilities, nothing. And then you're reborn in the morning with your memory. And that keep happening to you for your whole life. Then you die and it don't stop. You wake up in life, but it's dream. But man don't know the difference from the state of his mind. Meaning you got people dead, they don't know they dead. That's why I asked y'all, how many times do one must wake up before they know they dead? Meaning how many times you got to not be to come back into being, to come to the conclusion, damn, I'm dead. Fuck. Otherwise, how did I come awake? How did I come back to life? I must have been dead then. That part. And so the truth is ugly. But it's good once you know it. Because then you know what to do. But so this is the realities. Everybody's in hell because of the hunger. That's this one. The souls is sucked out of here because of the hunger. The hunger sucking them souls from here and they wouldn't care, blood. That's the Satan. There ain't nothing in life stronger than the Satan. That's why I said Lucifer was the proud one. The high one. The Father can't fuck with the Satan. Nobody can fuck with the devil. Period. Get it out your mind. That's why that book say the devil the raging beast, and you better stay alert. God can't save you from him. That's the hunger. This shit will eat God, nigga. It don't respect nothing. Ain't nothing worthy to the hunger. Niggas will sacrifice a little baby to the hunger in the past. That part. Ain't nothing off limits for the hunger. That's why the devil the God over the physical life. Period. You part of the Father. So I'll tell you again, the Father can't save you from this shit. Only you can. Every individual for they self versus the devil. Meaning, you got to pass here. Or you won't be in here forever. Waking up and going to sleep. Being born, dying, and being reborn. Until you conquer this. And it's like I said. Devil the most cold-blooded nigga in life. And can't nobody beat the devil. Except a small few souls. They all got to do with cleanliness. The splendor. Perfect the self. Salam, shalom.